Hi there, You're Enough Yogis. Welcome to my home yoga shala right here, as you can see. My name's Sarah and I'm the founder of You're Enough Yoga down here in Brighton and Hove. And right now I've got just a 10-minute yoga burst for you. So if you need some time just at any point in the day to do a little bit of lengthening and making the body spacious and nourished, now's one for you. Feel free to use this in the morning time as well. But make sure your body is a little warmer first. Maybe take a walk first. It's actually not super healthy for our bodies to be doing like too much stretching as soon as we get out of bed. Okay, so there's my lecture over, and I'll see you in a moment to start our practice. So we'll begin simply just by lying down on our backs. We'll have knees bent and your feet flat on the mat. Bring your arms either side of you, palms facing upwards. And take the first few moments of this practice to simply just arrive and let your spine be supported by the solid ground underneath you. Begin to become aware of the soft sensation of the breath, travelling in through the nose and out once again through the nostrils. In your yoga practice, try and maintain this breath of breathing gently and naturally in and out through the nose. But if you forget, that doesn't matter. The body will still take care of you. Begin to sway the knees, side to side. A nice soft and easy motion. Being aware of the feet rolling left to right, right to left, taking in the contact whilst they travel across the mat. And experiencing the air when they turn to the side and they're not in contact with the mat, the cool air underneath them. Gently bring your knees down to one side. I'll be starting with my left side. I'm stacking my right knee on top of my left, bringing my arms out to a kind of casual T shape. It's not poker straight arms, nice and soft. A little twist to begin with here. Softly let your head glance to the opposite side, rolling across the back of the skull. Gently bringing the head back through center. And bringing feet back onto the mat, gradually letting the knees come down to the right side this time, or whatever side you didn't do to start with. And the head softly turning to the opposite side, away from the knees. These easy twists are very nice and helpful for our digestive system. Letting things move around, stopping things getting stagnated in the body. Softly, once again, bringing the head through the center. Feet come back onto the mat, knees are still bent. Now float your knees towards your chest and give a little hug. And the hug becomes more of a squeeze now. Flex your feet so that the soles of your feet are pressing away from you. And rocking side to side, just massaging out the tissues either side of your spine. And let your rocking side to side become a little bit more kind of pacier now. And let yourself just gently tip down onto one side so you're lying on your side in a fetal shape. Next time you inhale, press down into your top hand on the ground and bring yourself up. Flip your legs to one side of you and you'll find yourself coming into a tabletop shape. And that's pretty much just 4-point kneeling, wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. If it feels a bit harsh on your wrists, you might like a softer angle, so bring your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. It's looking for a nice neutral spine here, so not too much tilting of the pelvis, which basically means sticking your bum out, and not too much tucking under, which starts to roll the upper spine, round it. So looking for that sweet spot of your neutral spine and your crown drawing forward like it's on a lovely golden thread leading you forwards. Press into the hands, push the ground away underneath you, stabilizing the shoulders. And now we will take some cat and cows. So starting with cow, tilting the pelvis, sticking your bum out, letting belly come towards the ground, glancing forward. And let's reverse that movement now, tucking the pelvis under, letting that shape ripple all the way through the spine, push into the hands, rounding the upper spine, chin comes to chest. And let's repeat this just 2 more times, cow and cats. You might like to match your cow to your inhale and cat with your exhale, but really it doesn't matter. It's whatever feels good for you. And now let these movements of your cat and cow shapes become slightly more organic. So just maybe adding in, rolling the hips either side, circling the pelvis. Just welcoming in these lovely expansive shapes through the spine. Coming back to tabletop now. Bring your attention to your pelvis. Rock your weight forward slightly, lowering your pelvis a little way towards the ground. Gaze forward. Roll your right shoulder forward. Back to neutral. Roll your left shoulder forward. Back to neutral. Tuck your toes behind you. Press into the ground with your feet, rolling through, rounding the upper spine, sending you towards child's pose. Your toes are tucked. We haven't gone fully into child's quite yet. We're still active. Bottom is still lifted up a little way. Press down and away into the hands. And now using leg strength, lifting up into your first downward dog. Really enjoy this if this is your first downward dog of the day. Pedal the legs if you feel to, or maybe stillness is more your thing right now. So bring your feet slightly closer together at the back of your mat. Roll forward onto the balls of your feet, rippling your spine forward so downward dog becomes plank. Bend the knees. Sitting bones come skyward, back to downward facing dog. Let's repeat that one more time. Dog becomes plank, rolling forward. Knees bending, sitting bones high, plank becomes dog. Keeping your attention, your eyes, fixed on your toes like they're super interesting. Take a bend in the knees and take a bunny hop forward to meet your hands at the front of your mat. Let your heels flop down onto the mat. Nice deep bent knee forward fold. Sweep the backs of your hands along the mat, side to side in front of your feet. And carefully pressing down into your feet now, keeping this swaying motion going as we're rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae, restacking the spine, chin still tucked into the chest. And your head will be the very last thing to come up. Get my hair out of my face. Bring your hands to prayer at your heart center. Close your eyes for a minute. Just take in where you are. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. Step your feet a little further apart now, about hip distance. Take a bend in the knees. Swoop your hands forward. In fact, they're going to come along the mat in front of you and up all the way into the sky. Palms meet above your head. Have a glance at your thumbs and tip your hips forward slightly into a casual back bend. Chin comes down to the chest. Melt yourself down, rolling down into your bent knee forward fold. Hands come down to the mat and walk your feet step, step, step behind you, walking back out to downward facing dog. Be still here in dog. Take an inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. One more time. Step your feet a little closer together, and I'm going to start with my right leg, so feel free to join me. Sweeping my right leg behind me, and I'm going for length, not height. Pressing out energy through my back heel that's raised on my right leg. Softening now, floating right foot back down to the mat. We'll take the same on the left hand side, length, not height. Crown always tipping towards the ground. Softening now, bringing that left foot back in line with its friend, with its right foot. Now we're walking to the front of the mat, crisscrossing the feet. So right steps over left, left steps over right. Just working the hips a little bit here. And try and walk so that when you cross your legs, you're taking in the whole width of your mat. Here we are once again. Bent knee forward fold. Swaying the hands either side. And keep your swaying motion going as you push down into the feet to come up vertebrae by vertebrae, piece by piece. Head's the last thing to come up. Palms facing forward. Have a sense here of the crown of your head really lifting, making you longer and taller, and like a ship's anchor underneath your feet, dragging you down so you're grounding and rising and lifting all at the same time. Really beautiful opposite energies of down and up like we experience in Hatha yoga. Step your left foot a little way out to the side of your mat. Let your right foot and leg become super heavy. Pressing down into the right foot, sweeping left onto the ankle of your right foot for a very low tree shape. Bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Option to slide the left foot a little further up the leg if you wish, but not onto your kneecap. That's a no-no. Gazes forward, nice and soft. Tall and rooted like a tree. We'll step the left leg back down to the ground now, and we'll take this shape on the opposite side. Hands stay in prayer, sweeping right leg into the left, and walk it up onto the leg if you wish, or just keep it on the ankle. Knees really being drawn out to the right hand side. Nice and wide, shape across the hips. And softening, letting that right foot come all the way back down to the ground. Palms face forward, let's roll the shoulders backwards. And roll them forwards, just for good measure. And we'll be ending our practice for now right here, yogis. Feel free to continue if you wish, or have a lie down, have a relax in your Shavasana shape. Thank you so much for joining me for this little yoga burst, and I look forward to seeing you again. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to have a look at my website, which is yourenoughyoga.com. The link's in the description underneath. See you later.